Hi, everyone. David McGinley here. In reflecting upon what it is to be a professional healthcare provider, one cannot help but consider how we are swimming in suffering 8 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours a day. How do you maintain resilience and courage when you're working in a healthcare setting that is so intense like that? I reflect upon that as I think of the cost of caring, how this work, when you do it well, will erode you, will compromise your well-being, will drain energy from you, and other speakers in this series have spoken to that. So I'd like to explore courage, not as something in which you are brave and valiant, but in which you are authentic and embedded in the wisdom of your experience and your training, and you are comfortable swimming in these dark, deep waters. In the Buddhist tradition, the call is not to be a hero, but to be a warrior of compassion. It's called a bodhisattva, in which you practice the art of compassion, something they call bodhicitta. This is the sword of the warrior that you wield not in attack, but in alignment with those who suffer. The warrior of compassion is courageous because they keep their keel deep in the water when the emotional storms and circumstances would capsize everybody else. And through the quality of your presence, you transform other people's experience. You help them right themselves like a sailboat that has been blown too far over in the wind. That's the purpose of a keel, this weight that is beneath the water, a counterbalance to the sail, which is catching the wind. It is because of the keel, the sailboat is able to turn and use the energy of that storm, that wind, to move forward. To be courageous is to be deeply balanced and clear in why you are there, in the transient nature of suffering, and in the resilience of your own experience and your compassionate wisdom. Now, I want to refer to you to a research paper by Shane Sinclair. Now, this is a chaplain who worked with one of the leaders in palliative care, Dr. Harvey Chochinov. And in this paper, they distinguish the difference between sympathy, empathy, and compassion. Sympathy is an objective stance in which you really aren't helpful to those who suffer. You are looking upon them. Empathy is that position in which you come alongside of them and you feel what they're feeling and you are moved to action. But empathy has a dark side as well, in which you are eroded away and in which your resilience is sapped, your energy is drained. But empathy has a positive side in which it moves in transformational sense to compassionate presence. And compassion, as the word denotes, is the ability to suffer with others. But in that suffering, you're not consumed. You maintain a quiet strength, a profound and gentle dignity, tender alignment with their sorrow. And in that presence, you are actually enriched. Your humanity is deepened, and you become a very stabilizing force in their journey. So why is it important to have courage and confidence in healthcare? Well, because we are the experts in the treatment, whether that be of the biological processes of disease or the psychosocial and spiritual processes of the human journey. Maintaining our courage and our clarity, our connection to our authentic wisdom is done not only through the mind, but also through the body. Mindful awareness of when you're becoming overwhelmed, the ability to step back, breathe into it, take a bit of time for yourself, get fresh air, use the body's wisdom to listen to your experience, and use mindful presence to navigate your own distress. Being compassionate to yourself is as much a part of the journey as being a warrior of compassion for others. How do you keep courage and confidence? By taking regular breaks. by going for lunch, by taking care of yourself, by enriching yourself through reading journals and professional articles which are relevant to your practice, by having conversations and debriefing with your peers, by having fun at work. As intense as this is, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself. In fact, I found healthcare workers, palliative care nurses, and such, they have a deliciously dark sense of humor that I thoroughly enjoy, and that's part of coping with this heavy and honorable work. What are my wishes for my colleagues in healthcare? That you discover the better part of yourself through this work, that you take care of yourself and use it to listen to your own body. We don't want to mortgage ourselves on behalf of our patients. We want to reinvest and enrich ourselves through caring for them, right? That's where the expenditure is. And then caring for ourselves. That's where the investment and the return happens. So taking regular breaks, I hope you do that. Packing a healthy lunch and eating well. I hope you exercise. That's one of the most powerful ways to maintain your resilience, right? Work it out through the body, whether that be yoga, doing a fitness program at home via video. So many of the gyms are offering that during pandemic at discounted rates. So I encourage you to look at that. By getting out with fresh air, having a walk with your dog, connecting with your spouse. In fact, if I may offer a tool for grounding yourself and opening to your own emotional cholesterol that builds through caring for others, I invite you to sit down with your partner or loved one and gaze at each other for 3 minutes. Say nothing. This will make you really uncomfortable. And then it'll help you dive deeper beneath that discomfort to hopefully a tender and vulnerable, authentic connection to your own self. And when the 3 minutes, is up, share with each other. Oh, this is what I noticed in my body before, and this is how I feel now. This is how my thoughts and my feelings started racing, and I was able to observe them, or I found myself caught up in them. This is a wonderfully intimate exercise, but it's designed not so much to build your connection to your partner as it is to build your connection to yourself. Because courage and confidence comes through the quality of presence we have with ourselves. That will determine the quality of our encounter with our patients, their families, and it will determine the quality of our experience of life. We learn so much from our patients. They are taking treatments to fight for more moments of life. But if they are like most of us, they tend to avoid the moment they're in when it is hard. Courage comes with vulnerability if it is to be authentic. So embed yourself in the moments you have. Listen to the wisdom and language of your body and become that warrior of compassion, tender, open, wise, present. I wish you all the best in your practice during these strange pandemic days. May you be blessed and be a blessing to them.
Welcome. This is the final reflection of a series that was developed as a thank you. A thank you to uplift those of you who bring your strength and your support to those who are in need of health care. So thank you for everything that you do. This reflection focuses on how dignity and self-worth are reaffirmed when you sit in silence and you see all the good that you do each day. So let's begin. Sit in a comfortable chair with your feet flat on the floor, your neck in a comfortable position. We'll start by relaxing the body. I want you to imagine that a bright white light starts to shine on the top of your head. The light is filled with peace and calm. And whatever it touches becomes totally relaxed. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the light encompassing your head, relaxing your face, smoothing the lines on your forehead, bringing peace and lightness to your mind and intellect. The light moves steadily into your neck and shoulders. The knots and tension that have built up all day completely disappear when touched by this beautiful light. The light moves into your arms and hands, and they fall into your lap like jelly. The light moves into your chest and abdomen. You notice that your breathing and heart rate slow down. Your tummy muscles move slowly in and out with each breath. As the light moves into your legs, your thighs sink into the chair. Your calves and feet feel light and comfortable. You are completely relaxed, calm, peaceful. Now just sit and reflect. It has been a successful day. With each success has come a myriad of emotions and experiences. Maybe at times you felt a little fear or insecurity. But you also received loving kindness and appreciation from strangers, and experienced the elation of success. You might have been frustrated with staffing and resources, but that was mixed with the joy and camaraderie that you felt within your team. You were resolute when giving advice. You gave hope, and you sometimes had to break bad news, which you did compassionately, even while having a broken heart. There are times when you have to respond to emergency after emergency. And even while giving you a sense of purpose, it also takes its toll. Knowing when to hold on and when to let go is an important part of your day. And you always make it through the day. At the end of the day, you recognize that your inner resources need replenishing. But when you go home, it is sometimes a struggle to see and appreciate the successes that you had in the day. As often it is the self-critical voice that lingers, and you forget the successes. But now, as you sit here and reflect, you realize that you are like any other human being. Sometimes you feel fragile. You see where you could have done better. But you also see the golden lessons when you really made a difference, where another took comfort just from your presence. So let the flaws and hurts of the day go. Remind yourself of the courage it takes to be you, to do what you do every day, and appreciate yourself. You see that in all the doing, you need to make time just to be, to connect with the being that is you, and to affirm and reaffirm the dignity and worthiness of you. You, this wondrous being. You are a beautiful being of benevolent energy, and you shine through it all. Remind yourself of this. Remember your innate dignity and worth, and your spirit is refueled. Remind yourself that you are a being filled with all things good. You are courageous, confident. You have an inherent worth that is untouchable. A worth that is not determined by how you see yourself or how others see you. Rather, it is innate and eternal. It is untouchable. Radiate this energy with full might, for if you are to help others, you need to understand how infinitesimal you are, and yet how mighty you are. Sit in this awareness for a few minutes. You are just you. Yet you are everything. Like a sparkler, you are but a tiny flame. Yet the joy, the abundance, the radiance you emit is magnificent. You are a humble instrument of a mightier good, and have all the resources within you to rise to the situations before you. Situations and challenges come before you because you are able to rise out of the darkness, because it is only in the darkness of challenges that you can appreciate your light. Like a sparkler, you can only appreciate the glory of you in the darkness. You are fearless and courageous. You are confident in your highest intentions to serve, to uplift, to love and support. You have the courage to hold onto this dignity and begin to trust yourself. And when you do, your self-esteem and confidence grows and grows.